Alright, we're down on number 2 rocks. Boys have been out, bit of diving, and got some surprises in the basket. What have you got here?
Abalone, South Australian.
Very nice.
Alright, minimum size, supposed to be 13 centimetre. Measure them before we get them. This is way over.
It's a big one.
Big one. Alright.
Okay, what now?
So we're going to clean it up a little bit and get it ready for feed. My apprentice will hold this for me. Thank you. So, follow that around and then you get you this lip here. And then, just with a sharp knife, there's some other tools you can use. And then just hold it like that. So when you slip, it'll catch along there, so you won't cut your hand. And then just push in, like so. And then you can wiggle the knife around.
Bit like getting a mussel out of a shell, except a little bit bigger.
That's it. Alright. And then get you a certain point where you can get your hand in. And then, I hope this works. What you got to do now is discard for the guts.
Get rid of the guts.
That's it, we don't need it. This is awesome fish bait as well. Salt water to wash your abs. Beautiful. Alright, and this is where the mouth comes out. We'll just do a cut like that. Clean it out, scrape it out. That's it. Oh, sorry, you can't use abalone guts for bait. Not good. I can't remember the reason why. Not good. And that is what we see of a clean.
Always cleaning fish in the salt water is the way to do it, no fresh water.
And then you can scrape some of the sandy part off as well. And after that, what people do to cook it up is up to them.
What are you going to do?
Many ways. Garlic butter, warm it up, and then just chuck it in, give it a quick toss. Beautiful. You can use a mallet, soften it out, make patties out of it. Asians like to do a bit of congee. Put the thinly sliced abalone inside the bowl and put the hot congee in, cooks it perfectly. So many ways.
Nice. Alright. Bada bing. Thanks for that little abalone education. Alright, let's have a go at this beach. Looks nice and soft, bit of fun. Alright mate, come on, no dramas. We're just cruising along the beach, heading back slowly from number 2 rocks. Been down there for the day, and just thought I'd show you a little bit of cruising along the beach. In case things go pear-shaped, because they do sometimes. Like to keep the passengers entertained as well. Yeah, sometimes you'd be driving along these beaches and they can get very soft in places. It might even be little patches, so you really got to keep your eyes peeled and have a think about where you're going to drive on beaches and not. Pretty sure we drove down this beach earlier because I remember seeing those 2 red floaties. It's a bit hard to tell when you've been up and down a few times where you're on the beach and where you're on the inland tracks. But as you get closer down toward Carpenter's Rocks End, the beach generally does appear to be a lot firmer. You can see the lighthouse in the distance usually once we get around this corner. So we'll keep the video rolling for the run down along here. We went off a soft exit off the beach, back up here earlier in the day, and it was very soft getting off the beach. The inland tracks, you know, it's good to stay away from the water, but it can be very slow, and the inland tracks can be very overgrown in places too sometimes, so beware of that. This part of the beach is pretty good. If you change your mind, you could turn around and go back. Let's try and spot that exit where we were. We weren't bogged, but we came to a stop on 16 psi earlier today. So we obviously let some air out of the tyres. So we've got some options here. We like to do different things. We don't want to drive over the weed. We don't want to be in the water, so we're on the high side of the weed at the moment. While it lets us anyway. Bit of a lump there. Trying to avoid that one. Must be getting close to where we weren't on the beach that long where we went off, so must be getting close to where we went off. Bit of water spilling into these tracks where we are now, so we need to be able to move up the beach as required. So personally I like to use low range. High range, you know, everything just works a bit harder and gets hotter. Whenever I've stopped in sand and I want to get going again, it's when I go to get moving again in high range is usually the problem. Like, you know, it's got too much, it's geared too high, it wants to spin the wheels, where some people seem to say, oh no, don't use low range, spins the wheels too much. I find the opposite. You know, low range you can gently get into it and basically, you know, get moving again. You want to be able to have those lower range, but I don't use first low, second low. I reckon that might have been the exit off the beach there. We had a bit of fun earlier. Just on our left here is where we had a bit of fun getting off the beach earlier, so it could be a rough ride across here. It's very soft there, trying to keep it moving. The soft sand, yeah, and the tide coming in. That's working it on 12 psi. Bit of fun there. See, we've got waves coming up now. It is getting close to a high tide. We've got pretty good weather conditions, not much swell running or anything like that. But it is, you know, if it was a windy day, you sort of wouldn't want to be, you know, probably pushing your luck along there a bit. But again, down by the beach, nice and firm. But we like to do things the hard way. Good to know that we can get through that sand there if we need to. Further back, it got a bit steeper there for a minute. Sometimes you just got to keep on the gas and keep it moving. Sometimes you got to know when to let the gas go. Low range just gives you more power as well when you need it. Where, you know, your high range, you know, if it starts to bog down, you haven't got many gears left. Once you go back to first, that's it. But yeah, that sand along here, quite soft in places. We're on 12 psi and it's digging in. I'm cutting a new track now, and whee, you know, getting a bit. The further up the beach you go, the softer it is as well. Funnily enough, so what we'll do here is drop down in front of the fisherman. Beach is starting to firm up a little bit here, and there's a little bit more flat area. See where everyone's hanging out. That is the lighthouse at Carpenter's Rocks end. And there's actually, we might go a little bit further up the beach just for something to do. Maybe not. There you go. You can even bring your boat down and launch your boat. That's the main ramp on and off the. Let's see how that goes. Let's just stop. He's going alright. The boat's bogging in. I don't think he's aired down the boat. Bit of boat launching up there, mate.
I think there's a few boats that came out today.
One other little tip I'm going to give you. All sorts of driving, not just sand driving, but it can happen when you're cutting across different ruts like this. Steering wheel grip, should always keep your thumbs outside the steering wheel in case the wheels get hooked up in something and pull it. It can really turn the steering wheel quite fast if you haven't got a good grip. And take your thumbs or your fingers out. So we're just going to go down past the launching area and have a bit of a sticky nose because we can. Been down here before, around the point I believe. I'm just not sure how far. It's not far, and you know, I don't think it's a drivable beach after a little while, so we might just go to this point and turn around. But Carpenter's Rocks, we're directly in front of the lighthouse now. Obviously that's to show this point that extends out into the water at least half a K, maybe a K. So yeah, the beach over this side. Yeah, you can't travel along the beach all the way, unfortunately. Go down along there. Is that a bit of a shipwreck or some sort? Let's go and have a look at that, eh? Let's go and have a sticky nose. I don't remember seeing that. Nice rock hard beach. This is what I mean, they vary so much. This one here, it's very flat, very wide, and it's like concrete. You know, you could drive, I can go left or right, anything you like, and it's rock hard. We're feeling it. Is that more rocks over there or another shipwreck? What do we got here? Some sort of boat's washed up. Mitch, that's not that yacht that we found about 5 years ago, is it? Around about 5 years ago we found a... nah, it's a different boat. Different boat of some sort anyway. Alright, so here we are. That concludes our day, pumping up the tyres. Hopefully you got something out of it. Good work, Mitch. What pressure are we up to, mate? Oh no, it wouldn't be, there it is, 28, bit more, keep going, good work. Basically, pumping up the tyres. Thanks for watching, hope you got something out of that. Bada bing, bada boom, subscribe, bell on. What a day.